Hello everyone from Chelsea Fan TV. I hope we're all doing very, very well. I'm in Greece. I'm in Corfu. I'm at a resort. That is my view. It's alright. We're doing alright. So apologies if I missed the stream. I have been travelling all day. And yeah, I've been keeping tabs on what's going on with Maignan, with Jamie Gittens as well, and even Kepa. My God, a lot is going on. So just a quick update really on the situation that's going on with those players from Greece. And everything this week is going to be from Greece, and then I'll be off to America for the Club World Cup. So I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, let's start off with Maignan. Chelsea had another bid rejected, which was short of AC Milan's asking price, which was about 25 million euros. We offered just under 15 million pounds. I think it was 12.7 million. And I'll be honest with you, the ball is in Milan's court. Everybody knows this. Chelsea could easily buy the player if they wanted to, but I'm a big believer in use your leverage. If you're in a situation where you have power to get a better deal because a contract is due to expire for a player or something like that, then use that power. I haven't got an issue with it. I really don't have a problem with it at all. I think that's what Chelsea are doing. They're negotiating. And Milan want to drive a hard bargain, fine. Lose him on a free next year if you're not going to sell him now. That's the financial impact it's going to have on them. And you've got to remember, this is a club without Champions League football. This is a club that's going to miss out on a lot of those revenues that they had previously playing in Europe. So, we need to take advantage of it. You're either going to make a little bit of money, because the grand scheme is it's not a lot of money for Maignan, or you're not going to make anything. And the player clearly wants to leave. So my opinion is always, if a player doesn't want to be there, why would you keep him? Let's look at any player. Just think any player that says, I want to leave the club, or has officially handed in a transfer request, which I'm sure what Maignan's already done. His head is elsewhere. He's not with you. He wants to join Chelsea. His head's not with it. He had a poor game against Spain from what I heard. I didn't watch the game. Apparently made a couple of mistakes there. For me, I take that with a pinch of salt. The thing is, you've got a player who wants to come. He's good enough to come. He's got enough experience. He ticks a lot of the boxes. The only thing is obviously the age, based on the way we like to sign players. He's going to be 30 next month. So this is a really strange signing for Clearlake, because it's just not part of their model. But this is the thing, if they're going to sign players that are experienced, they're not going to pay anything like what other teams would potentially be paying for those same players. If there was another team that needed a goalkeeper and Maignan said yes, they would absolutely pay 25 million. Most teams in the Premier League would pay that money for a keeper of his standing. This is a top keeper we're looking at, one of the best in the world. My situation on it though is I don't have a problem with it. Don't have an issue with the way Chelsea are negotiating. Ultimately, we are negotiating. What do you want us to do? Pay Chelsea tax every single transfer? We're going to get milked dry by all these teams like we were in the first season when we bought Sterling and Koulibaly and all these guys. So I don't have an issue with it. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I know that's the way Chelsea are looking at it based on what we're hearing. And I'm the same, to be honest, because I'm a big fan of Petrovic. I think that Petrovic deserves a chance. I know that Maignan is an upgrade on Petrovic. I don't dispute that argument. Like I'm with you on that. Anyone that says it, but I think that Petrovic can be a world-class goalkeeper. I think he's already a top keeper. I don't think he's world-class, but I think he can get there. And anyone who disagrees with me, if you haven't watched Petrovic over the last 2 seasons, I speak to Chelsea fans and I say, do you think it was good for us? And they say, yes. Strasbourg, he was the best goalkeeper in Ligue 1. Some of his stats in terms of his distribution are the best in Europe, or were at one point. I think that was March. when we looked at that, so I don't know if that's changed. I haven't heard of Petrovic making many big mistakes. I know he just saved a penalty on international duty as well. The guy's on fire. He deserves an opportunity to shine for Chelsea. We've got Jorgensen. He needs a loan. Mike Penders is too young. Sanchez, absolutely useless. And we're shipping Kepa off to Arsenal as well. So I think that, to be quite frank, Petrovic would have no issue if Petrovic was our goalkeeper next season. But I can see the disappointment from some fans, knowing that we could bring in Mike Maignan. So I appreciate both sides. But me personally, if it happens, great. If it doesn't, not particularly, not that upset about it. Just going on to Kepa as well, £5 million Arsenal are going to pay for Kepa to join them. We're like the retirement home. Arsenal are the retirement home for all the Chelsea players. I mean, they haven't learnt their lesson, have they? But hey, listen, we want to get rid of Kepa at all costs. It's not even about the fee. I mean, we make $5 million, cool, that's fine. It's just about getting his wages off the books. And again, I was just saying this with Mike Maignan. If you have a player at your club that doesn't want to be there, what is the point? There is no point. So you want to have players at your club that are representing, the badge with a bit of pride. We spend all this money to go and watch our team, or maybe you pay a subscription to watch on the telly. The last thing you want to have is players that actually wanted to leave in the first place, but they just weren't able to. It's not really a good feeling. It's not good for the dressing room either. You want everyone to want to be a part of the project. So Kepa, I mean, he's been out of this for years now. And fair enough to him. Like, he thinks he can fight for the number one spot with David Raya. Who knows? We'll see what happens there. But his wages will be off the books. I don't think that deal's happened yet, but he has said yes. And Arsenal, it looks like they are going to pay $5 million. So that's a thumbs up from me. Getting another player's wages off the books. A player who, quite frankly, we've been trying to get rid of for a couple of years now. And then just finishing off on Jamie Gittens. We had an offer rejected, which was about 35 million or 30 million from Dortmund. But Fabrizio has come out saying that we're going to bid again very quickly. The deal is agreed with the player. It's going to be a 7-year contract. We just need to agree everything with Dortmund, who again I think are keen sellers. They're not particularly, they don't need to keep him, so they're happy to sell for the right price, obviously, which I think would be about 40 million. Do I think that's a fair price? I think in the modern day market, honestly, it's pretty standard. It would have been nice to have a similar deal to Delap, where it's about 30 million, low risk, but 10 million is not going to change the world. But then the argument is again, why don't you just spend the extra 10 million for Mike Maignan? If it's if you're willing to spend 40 million for Jamie Gittens, why wouldn't you spend that for a goalkeeper who's coming on 30? But we know that goalkeepers can play for longer. Potentially, you could get 7-8 really good years out of the Frenchman. So I can understand that argument. But yeah, Jamie Gittens for me, slightly underwhelming if I'm totally honest with you. He's going to be a direct replacement for Sancho. That does leave another spot in the winger position as well, though. Mudryk, obviously, we don't know what's happening with him. Is Tyreek George just going to fill that void? Probably. But I got really excited when we were linked with Rodrigo, and that link hasn't gone away. There's still a good chance that he would go for the right price if someone can meet his wages as well. There's not just been interest from Chelsea. Arsenal have also been really interested in Rodrigo as well. But we'll have to wait and see what happens on that one. I personally don't think any of the English teams are going to get stuck in with Rodrigo. I think the asking price for Madrid is a lot. I think he's worth that to an extent, because you've got to think what they paid for him. But yeah, we're settling with Jamie Gittens. Listen, he's young. He had a great start to the season up until January. We were looking at Jamie Gittens and I was like, yeah, let's sign this guy. He's on fire. But since then, it's been much more quiet. I think they've had a change in management as well at Dortmund. That probably hasn't helped because I don't think he's had quite as many minutes under the new manager. I think it's Niko Kovac, who used to manage Bayern Munich as well. And yeah, I think it will happen. I give it a 6.5 out of 10. Just classic Chelsea, really. I thought the Delap deal was actually really good. I was happy with that. I'd like to see another striker involved, but based on what we're hearing as well, that nothing's going to happen with Austin. We're not hearing anything about Victor Yorker either. So is it just Delap and Jackson up top? We're going to have Gittens on the left, maybe Hatto, the centre back / left back from Ajax. That seems like the other deal. I didn't realise he was 19 as well. They're all just kids. So, I mean, we can hype ourselves up as much as we want for Maignan. I think Chelsea will end up walking away from the deal. I don't see Milan budging either on the price, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. Let me know what you think, guys, if you agree or disagree with anything I've said. Do you like the idea of Kepa going to Arsenal? Are you happy with Jamie Gittens potentially coming to Chelsea? It looks like we'll put in another bid, an improved offer. And do you think that we can get this deal for Mike Maignan done as well with Milan? I personally say no. I don't think it will happen. I don't think Chelsea will budge. Looks like Milan won't either. And I'm okay with it because I like Petrovic. But each to their own. I appreciate some people won't be happy with it. All the best, guys, and we will catch up very, very soon.